What if the very things the world told you made you less desirable after 60 are actually the exact things that make a high-quality man feel safe, intrigued, and deeply drawn to you? What if the secret isn't looking younger, acting smaller, or pretending you need less than you do? What if the truth is far more powerful than that? Welcome back to The Mature Love. If you are over 60, let me say this clearly. You did not arrive here empty-handed. You earned your wisdom through heartbreak, survival, reinvention, disappointment, devotion, and hard-won clarity. You have lived enough life to know the difference between attention and love, chemistry and character, loneliness and true companionship, and that matters. By the end of this video, you will understand the 5 things men love most in older women, but only about 1% of women fully recognise, embody, and use to their advantage. And before we begin, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and help the algorithm reach other women who need to hear this message. Because there are too many brilliant women walking around believing they have become invisible when in fact they have become rare. Let's begin. Number 1. Men love a woman who is at peace with herself. Not perfect, not polished, not pretending, at peace. This is one of the biggest brutal truths no one says out loud. Most men over 60 are tired. Tired of emotional chaos, tired of performance, tired of trying to decode mixed signals, soothe unhealed wounds they did not create, or carry the emotional weight of a relationship alone. A woman who knows how to return to herself is magnetic. She doesn't panic every time a text is late. She doesn't make a man responsible for her entire emotional climate. She doesn't collapse at disagreement. She may feel deeply, very deeply, but she is not ruled by every wave. And let me protect you from a lie here. Peace is not passivity. Peace is power under control. A woman at peace has done enough inner work to know this. My feelings are valid, but they are mine to manage. Men love this because it feels safe. It feels mature. It feels like partnership, not emotional babysitting. And if you're watching this thinking, I'm still healing, that does not disqualify you. Healing is not the absence of pain. It is the refusal to let pain run the whole house. Number 2, men love a woman who has a life of her own. This is where many women were trained backward. Some were taught that to be lovable, they must be endlessly available, endlessly accommodating, endlessly centred around a man's needs. But a healthy man does not want to become your entire universe. He wants to be part of a meaningful one. A woman with her own life is unforgettable. She has interests, rituals, opinions, friends, passions. Maybe she reads before bed. Maybe she travels. Maybe she gardens, paints, mentors, dances, studies, builds, writes, volunteers, or simply knows how to enjoy a morning without needing permission. She is not sitting by the phone waiting to be chosen. And that changes everything. Because when a woman has a life she genuinely values, her energy shifts. She does not cling. She does not over-negotiate for crumbs. She does not confuse availability with devotion. Men love this not because they want distance, but because they respect substance. A woman with a full life feels like a reward, not a rescue mission. And let me say something many women over 60 desperately need to hear. Your independence is not intimidating to the right man. It is filtering out the wrong one. The wrong man wants access without effort. The right man is deeply moved by a woman who has built a life worth entering. Number 3, men love emotional honesty far more than emotional performance. Now, this one is subtle, and only a small percentage of women truly understand it. Many women think men want sweetness at all costs, agreeableness at all costs, pleasantness at all costs. No, healthy men want honesty with grace. There is a massive difference between being difficult and being truthful. A mature woman knows how to say, "That hurt me," without turning it into theatre. She knows how to say, "That does not work for me," without apology. She knows how to say, "I like you, but I will not betray myself to keep you." That is not hardness, that is self-respect. And men who are emotionally grown love that, because honesty creates clarity, and clarity creates trust. What exhausts men is not a woman with standards. It is a woman who says one thing means another, suppresses her truth, then resents him for not magically discovering it. Brutal truth. Emotional guessing games are not feminine mystery. They are relational sabotage. A woman who speaks clearly, kindly, and directly becomes incredibly attractive because she is rare. She is not manipulating for reassurance. She is not using silence as punishment. She is not performing low maintenance while quietly starving inside. She tells the truth. And truth in mature love is seductive. Number 4, men love warmth more than perfection. This may be the one that breaks the old conditioning. A lot of women have spent decades trying to be impressive enough, beautiful enough, slim enough, youthful enough, effortless enough. But when men speak honestly about the women they cannot forget, it is very often not perfection they remember. It is warmth, warmth in the eyes, warmth in the voice, warmth in the way she receives life, warmth in the way she makes a room feel less cold. Now let's be grown women about this. Warmth is not servitude. It is not overgiving. It is not self-erasure. It is not becoming a concierge for male comfort. Warmth is emotional generosity without self-abandonment. It is the ability to be tender without being naive, soft without being weak, open without being foolish. Men love this because the world is hard. Aging is hard. Loss is hard. Modern relationships are hard. A woman who still carries warmth after all she has survived feels extraordinary, not because she has not suffered, but because suffering did not make her cruel. That is one of the most attractive qualities any human being can possess. And if life has made you guarded, I understand, truly. But guarding your heart and hardening your spirit are not the same thing. One protects you, the other isolates you. The 1% of older women who understand this know how to stay discerning without becoming bitter. That is a rare art. Number 5, men love a woman who knows her worth without announcing it every 5 minutes. This is the crown jewel. A woman who knows her worth does not need to dominate every room. She does not need to advertise her value constantly. She does not need to compete with younger women, prove she is still desirable, or audition for a man's approval. She knows who she is. She knows what she brings. She knows what she will not tolerate. And she does not rush. That last part is where the power lives. A woman who knows her worth is not frantic. She does not mistake urgency for chemistry. She does not hand over emotional access before trust has been earned. She does not call inconsistency confusion when it is clearly disinterest. She does not try to heal a man into readiness. She watches, she listens, she discerns. And that level of self-possession is intoxicating to a mature man. Because here is the brutal truth society hides from older women. Desperation repels, but dignity attracts. Not because dignity is cold, but because it signals wholeness. A worthy man feels it immediately. He feels that this woman is open but not reckless, loving but not starving, available but not cheap with her energy, and that changes the entire dynamic. He rises or he removes himself. Either way, you win. So why do only 1% of older women truly understand these 5 things? Because too many women were taught to centre male approval instead of female self-possession. They were taught to preserve relationships at the expense of themselves. They were taught that ageing meant shrinking. They were taught that being chosen mattered more than being cherished. And worst of all, many were taught that loneliness is worse than misalignment. It is not. Let me say that again for the woman in the back who has been trying to make peace with half love. Loneliness is not worse than misalignment. An empty bed is painful, but a relationship that slowly drains your dignity is far more costly. The women in the top 1% understand something life taught them the hard way. Love should not require self-betrayal.